So Logan Paul has a bit of a disdain towards content creators that react to news and to videos rather than creating, let's say, an original platform of maybe doing a video of talking to random people on the street, like what KSI used to do, or doing some sort of original content of creating stunts, kind of like what the Jackass guys did in the late 90s and kind of what Logan Paul and Jake Paul did in the early days of their YouTube career. Now, here's the thing. To be perfectly objective, I think they have a point. I'm talking about Logan Paul when he made that remark. He has a point, but at the same time, there's good and bad within that context. Let me explain why. For one, is he right that there is a certain level of negativity within the content creator world, such as with people that react, do the news, or in our case, make, let's say, prediction shows for fight events and react to them? Yes, there is a certain element of negativity that falls into that. For example, in the Better podcast that he mentioned with Jake Paul, he says something to the effect of where there's people out there that cheer when, let's say, a person creates some sort of big mistake or downfall in, let's say, a competitive matchup, or he's speaking in a very general term. And this wasn't even Logan that was saying this. This was actually one of his well, not even one of his friends. It was actually one of Jake's buddies that was saying something to the effect that there's just people out there that are just waiting for someone to fall and for them to celebrate. Well, the problem with that way of thinking is that it's very prevalent in the reaction community of MMA. And in particular, I'll give you an example. When they're talking about people that make reactions or comment about culture, they're talking about, let's say, the TMZs or True Jordy. You can even add MMA Guru into that mix. Maybe even Jesse on Fire. So they look down on people like this. This is basically the main thesis of the entire argument that I'm trying to make here, is that Logan Paul has a disdain for content creators that have a reactionary type of category to them. And in particular, the reason why is because this is all brought up with the Dylan Dennis fight. Now, why is that significant? Because now, because of this humiliation and the fact that there's a lot of people out there that are siding with Dylan Dennis as some sort of face turn that he's experiencing in his career, it just seems that Logan is in this bubble that he wants to be in terms of how the world is looking at his life, his relationship, maybe even the way that he is dealing with his training camp. These are all matters that he doesn't want criticized, just like anybody out there that is on top or anybody that has all these eyes that are on them. You don't want a certain level of criticism. You want everybody to like you. You want everybody to say good things about you. But at the same time, I think the Paul brothers, and Jake especially, has a great understanding that they live in this world where people are going to constantly react to them. People are going to make videos about them. People are going to create some sort of a conflict with them and degrade them in any kind of low-hanging fruit kind of way to get some sort of mental advantage, whether that would be a conflict online or a conflict in the streets or maybe a conflict within the confines of a sanctioned bout of any kind. That's where they're at with this whole thing. They're sort of secure about it, but at the same time, they also attack the people that have a certain commentary on certain criticisms they may have towards their aspect of life. And this is normal. Nobody out there in this world is ever going to give you a 100% rate in terms of positivity. There's people that are always going to be positive or negative towards you. Even with just a few thousand views that I may get in certain videos, these are some things that I've experienced, seeing just the different comments and the different opinions that people have. But the one thing that the Paul brothers have a great understanding of is that they know they are charismatic, athletic, and very high-valued young men that the world wants to see in one way or another, whether that would be through content creation or in their current endeavors with sports and entertainment and combat sports with the WWE, boxing, and maybe even in MMA. And with that comes the burden of people criticizing the man that is in the arena. So in that aspect, they are correct. That is something you can't deny. If there are people out there that have something to say about you, you have to analyze it from two lenses. Number one, is this person criticizing something that is worth a merit to take a look at, something that could change the statistic of my life in terms of the numbers that are going to be in my bank account, the numbers that are going to be in, let's say, my pay-per-view sales, or the numbers that are going to come or plummet based on the fact that I'm suing a guy that is popular based on humiliating Logan, but yet at the same time is garnering this negative attention that has caused all this stir to the point where he wants to sue the guy, right? And to all these ethical debates surrounding it. So there's no right way or wrong way is the moral lesson of everything that you have to understand. There is only the laws of God and the laws of Allah, and then everything else with human beings, it is just a subjective opinion. Now, for my subjective opinion, I think I happen to have the best mixed martial arts podcast or content out there, but that's my own subjective opinion. What is objective is I really would like for you guys to like and subscribe so that I can objectively say that I have all the right numbers and the right clout to make more great content like this. So please like and subscribe, inshallah. I hope that I can only give the most objective point of view in terms of what it is that I'm trying to display to the world and the content that I want to create with just an absolute honesty of classic journalism. Keeping it down the middle, being fair in your takes, but also being stern in criticism where it needs to be. And not negative to the point where you want to just purposely try to hurt somebody, or to the point where you feel like you can degrade a man when he's down or kick them when they're down. That's not what this is all about. It's not the ethos that I want to live by. But nonetheless, I hope that I'm doing the best job that I can in giving you the best objective news. So like and subscribe, inshallah.